Good morning. Today I want to talk a little bit about labels. Those of you that have been on my workshops where we look at how we manage conflict well will be aware that labels are something that we discuss. Labels are a brilliant shorthand way of referring to people in general conversation, and they are an awesome way of communicating a lot of information really succinctly. So at the moment, a couple of labels that we'll all be familiar with are Remainer and Brexiteer, something we've been living with for quite a long time now. Now, as I say, labels are amazing and they're really good shorthand. However, they have one huge drawback, and the drawback is that as soon as we begin to use labels, we reduce the person that we are discussing to one thing, just one thing, and we begin to exclude all the richness that comprises a real live human being. And this is part of the dehumanising process that I described that we enter into when we participate in conflict. We begin to see the person we're in conflict with less and less as a human being, more and more as a thing, and sometimes even as a monster. Now, I'm not suggesting that you attempt to eradicate labels from your conversation. What I am asking you to consider is becoming aware of the labels that you use and the impact that they have on the way you think and feel about the person you describe. So, as an example, one of my closest friends and I sit on opposite sides of the Brexit debate. And on a number of occasions, quite frequently, over the last 3 years, doesn't seem possible, but it is 3 years, I've had to challenge myself quite strongly about labelling her and referring to her as a Brexiteer. Because she's so much more than that. She's so much more than that. She is strong and funny and clever and supportive and witty and challenging from time to time. She is an amazing person. And yet, at the height of the passion, at the height of the angst around this incredibly important issue for our country, I found myself dismissing her as, well, you're just a Brexiteer. You're just a Brexiteer. And that's not fair to her. It's not fair to me. And it also risks deepening the conflict that we are in. Because if I start to deny everything that is her, and I'm only dealing with that one issue, and dismissing her on the basis of that, well, then I've lost something really important. So, what I'm suggesting then is that we all become aware of when we're using labels and what impact those labels have on how we think and feel about the person we're labelling. I hope that makes sense. Do get in touch. I'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks.